And songs.
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where the finest heroes assemble. Get ready for the fight of your life.
They was like, nah, I got him. Like, I'm about to show you he's still the head honcho. You gotta take that kind of Canada. I think there's a roster of all NBA guys. Shea Bridges, Alexander, Jamal Murray. Like, listen, everything on the
and we get into that in the next segment. But, and we'll get into the Olympic competition in the next segment. But what are your thoughts? Because you said the this was a new sport. Yeah, kind of sport. Well, Chris, I think the league definitely wanted people in other countries watching the NBA, idolizing NBA players, and playing the game. Did they want and they knew? I guess common sense might tell you at some point it will work. It's not one question that the world is over because of the record of the game doesn't broken. And they really become serious about it. And yes, the sense might tell you at some point that from producing the best players.
Light it up.
But
I'll eviscerate
I
you,
don't think
half-breed.
they wanted to do something. Yes. A situation.
Get ready to brawl.
Well, let's talk about
Fight.
Don't get so
Wonder time.
Maybe at some point this international NBA
You're mine.
but it's not going to be
Ooh.
And it's here. And it goes to
You win.
I really get mad.
there's a change of the guard on the American side. Like, we reigned for so long. If it wasn't KD, it was LeBron. You know, if it wasn't LeBron, it was D-Wade. Like, Carmelo. Like, we had this run where
It's time for another hour of Get Up. I'm your boy RC. We've already introduced Big Perk. We also have CJ McCullum and Bobby Mark joining us now. So let's start with some draft day one declarations. I'm asking you first, Perk. Who won the night?
Oh, it was Minnesota by far, in my opinion. When you think about them, get Rob Dillingham. I'm telling you, when you're talking about a guy like this, who reminds me a lot of Cam Thomas, a guy that is an instant bucket. He was one of the best, if not the best, isolation player in college last year. And look, shout out to my boy Rashard Yola Phillips, because he the one that gave me the comp. Okay, being able to get Rob Dillingham. I'm telling you, when you're talking about a guy like this, he reminds me a lot of Cam Thomas, a guy that is an instant bucket. He was one of the best, if not the best, isolation player in college last year. And look, shout out to my boy Rashard Yola Phillips, because he the one that gave me the comp on Cam Thomas.
Bobby, what's the pick that you really liked from last night?
Yeah, we had to wait until around 11 p.m. last night, and it's Baylor Shireman to Boston at pick 30. Here's a player that will turn 24 in September. Probably won't see the court this year, but I see him as a potential Sam Hauser replacement, an inexpensive contract for a Celtic team that's going to get awfully expensive here.
CJ, what's your favorite pick of the night?
My favorite pick of the night is Dalton Connect. He's tall, he's athletic, he's strong, he's 23 years old, so he's ready to play right now. Obviously, he'll be playing alongside LeBron and AD. There's going to be a lot of gravity that they create around them because of how great they are. And this is a guy that's capable of creating his own shot, but he'll thrive in the catch-and-shoot role. And as you can see right here, he's got athleticism and the ability to score, which what the Lakers are going to need as they continue to progress throughout the season.
It seems like J.J. Redick and the Lakers made a big splash with the draft of Dalton Connect, but the Knicks got it popping before the draft even started. Woj is reporting that OG Anunoby intends to sign a 5-year deal worth $212.5 M to go back to New York. This comes less than 24 hours after the Knicks traded for the Villanova 4, Mikal Bridges. New York is now tied for the second best odds to win the title next season with the Nuggets and the Thunder at plus 800. And just a few days before this, the Knicks were 16-1 to win the title. So that tells you when you take care of business, you become a part of business. Kendrick, we see that the odds have changed. Does this move to re-sign OG Anunoby make them the biggest threat to the Celtics, not just in the East, but the entire NBA?
Hold on. See, look, I know you're in the whole seat today. I know you're doing a damn good job. But don't ever call me Kendrick. When I call your phone, you call me first. You gonna call me first on that?
I got you.
Okay, that's number one. Here's the thing. Yes, they are the biggest threat in the Eastern Conference to the Boston Celtics. And I'm going to go out on the limb and say the New York Knicks are a top 5 team in the NBA. When you look at what they have, right, what they already had, and you're talking about big body Brunson, he was the best player in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. Now you add Mikal Bridges, one of the better two-way players in the game, and OG Anunoby. I don't even know if I call him a role player anymore. He's scratching the surface and knocking at the door as an all-star caliber player. He can knock down the three. You know what he brings defensively. And at times throughout this postseason, I was wondering, was I watching a younger, adulter version of Scottie Pippen? I mean, that's what he do. He gets it done on both ends of the floor. Money is well earned, but with that type of money come expectations. And when you're talking about playing for one of the most hostile fan bases in sports, damn it, he's going to have to show up and show out. But the Knicks are for real, and I don't believe that they're done.
Yeah. Bobby, you heard Big Perk say he believes he's approaching all-star level play. Isn't that going to be what it's going to take for this team to be as good as the Boston Celtics?
I think it's going to be health. And I think certainly where Mitchell Robinson is going to be here, I think that's kind of the wild card. Certainly Bridges and Anunoby, and certainly Julius Randle, we forget about him. But if New York loses Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency, they're going to be relying on Mitchell Robinson as far as from a center standpoint here. So I think that's going to play a huge role as far as New York kind of getting over the top.
Ooh, CJ, you heard Big Perk say this makes them a top 5 team. Do you now view the Knicks in the same way?
I view them as a really good team, but I want to be very clear here. I still believe the Celtics are the best team in the Eastern Conference until someone proves otherwise. You have Tatum, you have Brown. They are younger than the Knicks core. They have depth. They have Drew Holiday. They have Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White for at least another year. I still think the Celtics are a better team, but I like what the Knicks are doing. They're getting length. They're getting athleticism. They're getting depth. Bobby talked about health. I think that's going to be the biggest factor in this season. If the New York Knicks were healthy last season, I believe they would have went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I love the Pacers. I love the way they play, but I felt like the Knicks were going to win that series, but injuries kind of derailed them. So they've got the depth now. They have an excuse to allow Jalen Brunson. Randall coming back. You got OG who will be healthy. That was a really, really good team when OG played in games last season. So we'll see what they look like with the healthy roster this year.
Look, CJ, I don't start straddling the fence. We all know Boston is the clear-cut favorite when it comes down to the Eastern Conference, and I believe that they should be the favorite for us winning the championship next year if they're healthy. He said, "Are they the
Hey,
big?"
Bert, that man ain't straddling the fence. That man just wanted to make sure that you knew and everybody else knew that the Boston Celtics were the team.
I gotta give CJ a hard time because he actually got on this flight and was able to get back to the crib, I believe, and I didn't. So look, at the end of the day,
I'm still in
why? My bad, CJ. My bad. Look, I'm jealous. I'm hating and I'm jealous. Okay, look, here's the thing. Do you believe they're a top 5 team?
We want hot dogs and a body that doesn't look like it eats hot dogs. Sadly, we can't have it all, except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips.
You can say no, CJ.
On paper. No, on paper, I believe they could be a top 5 team if you think about it. You got the Celtics. You have, obviously, the Knicks are in the mix. You got Minnesota. You have Denver. You could pick another team out of the Western Conference who would be considered in the top 5 to start the season. But I think right now it's premature because we haven't gotten the free agency yet. I haven't mentioned the Clippers, what they're going to do with Paul George. I haven't mentioned the Warriors. They could have Paul George. And we haven't mentioned the Sixers, who are also in play for a free agency as well.
Do you consider the Knicks a top 5 team, even though we keep mentioning the Boston Celtics, because they are the reigning NBA champions? No, I'm not. I think on paper gets you fired. I think that gets, I think we're in the honeymoon period, certainly when we're not playing games here. I just look at the Western Conference. I mean, that Western Conference is a bear. When you look at Dallas, Denver, Minnesota, we'll see what teams like New Orleans there. I mean, it is so deep. I do like them certainly in the Eastern Conference as a top 2 team, though, and I think that's where I'm looking at it, kind of an easier path to get to an NBA Finals. But as you guys know, you got to get through Boston. You got to get through the champion, and it's going to take a little bit of certainly a solid bench and some health here.
Look, last year, I'm going by what my eyes told me, is that I saw the New York Knicks go on the West Coast, and I saw them handle their business against some of the best of the best. I saw Jalen Brunson walk into Phoenix and get them people 50-piece wing dinner, all flats. Spikes, like that to the point where Kevin Durant said, we're watching a guy that's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. I watched them go into Sacramento and handle their business. Like, this team is battle-tested. They went into the Western Conference on a West Coast road trip, and they handled business, and they wasn't healthy. I believe some of those games were without OG Anunoby, no Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson went on a tear. Now you add Mikal Bridges to the factor, and also bringing back OG Anunoby. Now you get a fresh start, and he's going to be healthy. This team is
Where does Julius Randle fit in all this? Because Julius Randle was hurt down the stretch, but he will be coming back to this team. Does he fit with the 4 from Villanova?
He has no choice, and I told this yesterday to CJ, and you know this, RC. When you're on the team, and you're injured, and you're on the sideline, and your team is having success without you, you have no choice but to come in and fit in, right? And you learn the game. You learn more about your teammates. You learn more about your coach. I think Julius Randle is going to come back. He's going to be a better player. He's going to fit into a better role. And I wouldn't be surprised in late games if Tom Thibodeau slide him to the 5 position, where they go small, where you may have Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Dante, Mikal Bridges, OG. You put Julius at the 5 and say, you know what? Embrace this role of being the screen setter, rolling to the basket, and things to that nature. So I think Julius Randle will come back. He will be better again. You can't replace. It's hard to replace 20, 10, and 5. That's what he give you.
Bobby, are we living in a world where the possibility of moving Julius Randle is a reality? I don't think so right now, Ryan. I think you go into the season with Julius Randle, and then maybe you address that when we get closer to the trade deadline. I think he's kind of the X factor. As much as we talk about OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, I think Randle before he got hurt was playing like an all-star here. But if you do want to go in a direction, that's probably your big trade asset. You still have 2 first-round picks that you still have from prior trades here to be able to maybe balance out your roster. Maybe you have to build out your depth. Maybe some of the young players that you have on your bench outside of DiVincenzo and Hart as far as to bolster that.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the path. Available now at Napa.
The best there is again.
Continue. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4,